big fights.
Right. And I was reading something the other day where Tim Austin is the best lower weight division fighter in the world, and I was looking at his record and trying to figure out why that statement was even made, because he really hasn't beaten anybody of substance. But he's in there with something of substance tonight.
Yes, he is.
Oh, there you go. You're all right.
Marquez scores with the left hand and then comes on here against Austin, and this is when he was really doing good work.
Oh, he's just going out there and just winging it like we were saying earlier, and hoping that he hits him with something, but Tim Austin's not doing anything but falling back.
And Tim Austin into round 6 here with Rafael Marquez. Austin 25-0-1, 22 knockouts, making the 10th defense of his IBF Bantamweight Championship. And Rafael Marquez has waged an inspired battle as the challenger. Seeing some head movement here from Austin as he tries to bob and weave to get through, but Marquez cuts it off with a hook.
It looks like Austin's going to try something a little different, spread his feet a little further and try to move on the inside instead of side to side. Just try to move on the inside and maybe counter.
Uppercut by Austin. Austin comes up short.
I'm sitting here watching Tim Austin, thinking about him fighting Marco Antonio Barrera or Paulo Ayala or Johnny Tapia, some of those great fighters at 126 pounds, Eric Morales. And I'm not seeing a guy that I think can beat him. I mean, he may move up the featherweight, but he's got to be better than what he's doing tonight.
Well, he certainly could not afford this level of patience, because those guys will be on him. Marquez with a hook. Austin bobbing side to side.
The other thing is he really hasn't hit Marquez with anything big. He's kind of poking at him. And even at that, he's still in the fight, though. It's pretty much an even fight at this point, the way I have it. But Marquez had a couple big rounds, but Austin won some earlier rounds.
It's just very
interesting. Makes it close
for guys that have knockout records like this. That Tim Austin fighting with points on his mind.
I think Tim Austin's got a lot of knockouts with a lot of weak opposition early in his career.
There's a left hand by Austin. Jab comes up. There's the body shot behind the double jab.
His corner's telling him to stay in the pocket. They don't want him moving as much. They think he's going to win the battle on the inside. He's got the better hand speed. He might as well use it.
Uses it on the inside. Right hand lead by Marquez. Marquez with a good right hand after Austin got in. Marquez looking for a spot against the attacking Austin.
Now his corner's hollering for him to be a slugger. That's not what you usually hear about Tim Austin. You go in there and start slugging. His reputation as a skilled boxer puncher.
Well, they told him to go inside. I guess they might as well finish off the advice and tell him to slug, which they did, as we come to the end of the round.
Back up from him. All right, open your legs up wide and get down in that trench, man. All right, you got to fight him and bang him. All right? That's it, you're out of it now.
Te escucho, dime qué pasa. No puedes salir a tirar más rápido. ¿Estás haciendo?
Get ready for the second half of this fight. Tim Austin, a Cincinnati kid, undefeated, 25-0-1, 22 knockouts. Rafael Marquez, 28-3, 26 knockouts. He's from Mexico City. This is Dave Bontempo and Lester Bedford at ringside. We're here at Caesar's Palace. And the last 2 rounds have been a little quiet after Marquez made some noise earlier in the fight.
Well, I had Marquez winning the 3rd and 4th rounds big, but the problem is for Marquez that Austin's eked out probably 3 or 4 of the other rounds. And so I've got Tim Austin ahead just based on he did a little bit more than the other guy, but not much.
Each round is a separate story.
Right, Tim Austin's barely winning the rounds that he's winning. Marquez won the 2 or 3 rounds that he won, considerably bigger. But we go by rounds here. We don't go by how big you won the rounds.
Unless they make them 10-8s.
10-8s or 10-7s, correct.
Right hand by Marquez as Austin comes in, digs the body. Wild shot by Austin. Comes in, a right hook by Austin. Austin gets close, fires the left hand.
They've got
Austin to the body.
Yeah, they've got Austin spreading his legs and trying to close the gap some. They want him to step up in there and hit him at closer range.
Marquez coming up short. Marquez has been quieter in the last 3 rounds.
Well, he's still having trouble figuring out Austin, and he might have to go back to just winging it like we were saying. It's just, I don't know if there's a method to beat the guy other than just going straight at him. And because he's certainly not going to be able to outbox Tim Austin. He doesn't have those skills. The one thing he did against Mark Johnson was he was tough down the stretch in both fights. And he's going to be tough on Tim Austin down the stretch here as well.
Marquez with a jab and a right hand. Good body work here by Austin.
It looked like that uppercut to the body may have hurt Marquez.
Marquez lands a jab and then a good right hand as Austin was coming in. When Austin winds up for a big left hand, his entire side is exposed, and Marquez caught him.
Well, it looks like they're both susceptible of being countered with that right hand. Of course, Austin's left hand.
There's a left hand by Austin behind a jab. And a better round than the previous couple for Austin as he keeps Marquez, for the most part, at the end of his jab and piles up some points.
It won't be long now. Huh? Stay in that pocket. You got his nose, baby. He can't stay. It won't be long now. All right? Close that gap. A little bit closer. And don't back up.
¿Puedes o no? Bueno, pues Adi tira los putazos, es lo que necesita. Si lo deja la iniciativa, le termina.
Tim Austin has put more together in the last couple of rounds, and for Rafael Marquez, hopes are fading. Unless he can turn it around as we go into the round 8, scheduled for 12. IBF Bantamweight title. Tim Austin in the black making his 10th defense. And there's Marquez with the right.
I think Marquez knows he's got to come back and establish himself here.
And he does with the right hand. And Marquez coming on. Trying to take away the momentum of the last 3 rounds that Austin has had. And they're going to bang, and Austin lands a nice big left hand. Another one by Austin. Now he has Marquez in trouble. Austin opening up. Body shot. Trying to get a big left hand home. An uppercut. Big left hand by Austin, but it's a slapping variety. Jab and another one. Marquez bleeding from the nose, but is brave.
And Marquez's bravery got him in trouble. He got desperate and felt he had to get back in the fight, and he starts just throwing and running in there. He got caught with a big punch, and now he's in trouble.
Well, the rounds,
so is Tim Austin.
The rounds were fading away from Marquez. He needed to make some statement, and the first minute of round 8 had more action than the last 3 rounds combined.
I think both fighters now decided that we're going to get in there and mix it up and fight from the inside.
Austin with 3 shots, 2 jabs and a left hand. Up on his toes now, feeling the rhythm, and Marquez makes him pay for waiting. Good shot by Marquez, and now Austin is immediately hurt as Marquez turned it around that quickly.
He's going to have a tough time getting back in this ring.
It was all going Tim Austin's way. Can he make it?
He may not make it.
He barely gets there. Will he be allowed to continue? He walks forward.
The question is, can Rafael Marquez
what a chance
another huge upset
for Marquez as he turned it around on Austin. Now Marquez trying to get the upset. Big shots here. Austin very close to losing his title. But he's had good offense in this round as well. Marquez, big shots here on Austin.